What is the trick to managing all this stress? Joelle Prochera is a professional certified life coach, and she joins us on our red couch. And we're going to keep Dr. McKee around for a little bit, but it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
And every time I see you, you just exude calm.
Oh, yay. Well, this stuff works.
Yeah, you're either faking it very well or you practice what you preach.
Let's go for option number 2.
Okay, let's do it. You say the first one is a reality check.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So in terms of managing stress, you know, the doctor expressed that stress, we all have stress, and there's this point where stress helps performance and then it doesn't. People need to get that they're responsible for managing their stress. And stress is serious. Walking around stressed all the time is just not good for your health, but it's also not good for your relationships. You're not going to be a better parent, a better spouse, or a better employee by being stressed.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes people just think, well, this is just the way it is. And I say, no, take responsibility. It doesn't make you better you. So make that mental shift and start taking responsibility for your stress levels.
Can I just say that over the weekend, I have had a string of just unbelievable things that have happened to me, just bad things. And my daughter said the other day, are you having, you know, a bad day? And I go, it's a day of challenges. It's a day of challenges. And the worst was yet to come, actually. But I had made it a conscious choice to turn off my cell phone. And I was not going to be available to anybody that day. No texting, no phone calls, no nothing. I didn't listen to that little inner voice. I dropped my cell phone in the toilet of a public restroom at Target. Wow. And I'm fighting with the Verizon people anyway, so I had to reach my hand right up that pipe. You've done it, don't you? You do it too. Anyway, but I agree with you in how you handle it and compartmentalize it and just taking a break from everything.
Well, and this is what you took responsibility. You went, I'm a little stressed, but I'm going to relate to it as challenges. And one of the ways I'm going to manage my stress is by creating boundaries on my life, like getting my phone. Yeah,
and if your inner voice tells you to leave the cell phone at home, leave it at home, because it's going to end up right in a toilet. Right in a toilet.
Can I remind my wife to turn hers off?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now the next one, and you know what? This is our way of having. Dr. McKee has been wanting that.
Here you go, doctor.
Well, just the thing to start the morning.
Thank you so much. And anyway, so the next one is understand what is stressing you. How do you figure out what is stressing you?
Well, you know, Robin, I know you're not a big fan of lists.
No, I hate lists.
I know you hate lists.
That makes me stressed.
And often when we're stressed, we don't actually know what's going on. We just have this existential angst. We know that our body's tense and we get all this stuff swirling around in our heads.
Yeah.
So instead of worrying and stressing, start by writing it down. What's really going on? You know, my friend is upset with me and I have this deadline. Okay, well, if you get it down into a list, then you can start picking them off. How do I address my friend? Okay, maybe I give her a call and talk through it. How do I deal with this project? Maybe I make an action plan and actually put it in my calendar and deal with it. So it takes from the worry and moves it into action.
So that's a good idea, yes, doctor?
Well, it's a great idea, because one of the stress symptoms we see are people trying to manage their stress, and so instead of doing what Joelle's advising, they reach for another piece of chocolate cake, reach for a glass of wine.
It's because we don't have any paper around here.
Do something that makes it worse. A go-around I like is if you always think what you've always thought, then you'll always do what you've always done. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always feel what you've always felt. Feel what you always felt, you always get what you've always gotten, you always get what you've always gotten, you'll always think what you've always thought. You go round and round and round.
You even memorize that.
So you need to think differently about what you're doing, and you're both right. Challenges are the key. And then you need to do something differently, like make a list and do some problem solving.
Well, your next tip is to use visualization. So is that visualize yourself writing down the lists if we don't write lists? Or
Yeah, that would be a start.
That'd be good enough for me.
Well, we all know that sitting on the beach on vacation is relaxing, right? That's not stressful. But the cool thing is that our brain doesn't know if we're actually on the beach or if we're just imagining we're on the beach.
Really?
So when you're feeling stressed, why not just take 5 minutes and give yourself permission to close your eyes, have a nice deep breath, and go to your happy spot.
Go to the happy place.
Mine has a unicorn.
Yeah. Nice. Now, do you do that, Dr. McKee? I just saw you smile really big there. But.
I certainly advise people to do it. and it works if you don't have to take the dog out, or the child isn't banging on the door saying, "I need you, Mommy," or the buzzer's not going off
Hey,
saying it's an emergency.
I hate to interrupt you, but an email poured in.
Oh,
we're very excited about that. And but this is a good question for you, Dr. McKee, very quickly. She says her 8-year-old son, Chris writes, her 8-year-old son has been getting stomach aches daily since Christmas break ended, and he had to go back to school. Our doctor says it's nothing physical. Is it normal for such a young boy to be so stressed?
Well,
8-year-old boy.
You know, it clearly depends on the boy and the school, but it's something that I think you ought to pay attention to. So if the physician's saying it's not a physical thing, why not seek out a counselor? Why not seek out a therapist to try and deal with it?
All right. Okay. Because he's 8 years old. Every place is a happy place, or should be a happy place.
Should be a happy place. But I remember going to a new school at 8 and you know, having stomach aches, so I couldn't go to school.
Do you both think that kids are under more stress than ever?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. I think it's wild.
It is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And we're the ones that perpetuate it, aren't we?
We've created a crazy world.
Yeah, we have.
Seriously, you're supposed to be working all the time, but then they're not jobs for a huge segment of the population, and the kids are pushed and pushed and pushed.
Yep.
They accomplish more.
Everything is so competitive.
I'm a little older than Joelle, but they finished my 8th grade. You know what we used to do through high school.
Yeah,
it's just absurd.
All right, another tip you have is to de-stress your body.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Well, you know, and the doctor talked about this whole flight or fright thing. And when we're stressed, we contract, right? Our shoulders tense up. We just, right? If everybody just contracts with me, right? And when we're contracted, along comes access to frustration, anger, resentment. All those emotions come from this closed place. So if you notice you're stressed, an easy way to de-stress is to take your body and just open it. Suddenly, you can breathe better.
You know, everybody, open your body.
Little smile on your face. And from here, your body's much more available to love, you know, openness, peace, versus all that stress.
Watch out, though.
Love.
Watch out who might be coming up for love. So, excellent. All right, and we have other
Joelle
tips.
Would like to rest her head in my lap.
My favorite one that we didn't have time for is get a massage.
All right.
And Dr. McKee, you're going to be giving all of us a massage. Dr. Michael McKee from the Cleveland Clinic, thank you so much. And Joelle Prochera, life coach, thank you both for being here.
Thank you, Robin.
Wait a minute. And then we always have the Calgon to take us away. So, anyway.